Good morning. We are back in it. I'm currently uploading 7 new videos. I already put up 2 this morning. A lot of content coming up today. I just kind of want to get through that backlog. Anyway, I'm going to make this video where I want to work on these stat changes when we are looking at equipment. But before we get to that, we're going to need to do a couple things. One, we need to be able to draw if I go to the shop GUI, we need to draw our characters down here, and then we need to facilitate the UI to represent the stat changes. And two, we need those stats to be available in the player battle actors in the first place. So I think what we're going to do is check this out and find a good spot for defense. We're going to have a defense attribute. So let's take a look. I'm probably going to put it maybe after strength. Defense n equals -1. We're going to do this. Defense. After strength. Defense equals defense. And we always have to put it down here as well. And now all of our battle actors are going to throw an error, theoretically. Maybe not, but we still have to put defense in here. So let's say they have low defense. Bigfoot has, high defense. Cocky Roach, you're gonna have, I don't know, 3. I almost want to base defense. Let me look at this. Maybe defense will just be based on. No, I guess we'll do it manually. It's just the problem is that, and I've mentioned this before, that this is really turning into something that needs to be in a spreadsheet. And we'll move there eventually. Maybe Slime has 2. Party. Just give them 3. Okay, so they have that. Now what I want to do is we're going to want, let's see, put this up here. So get defense. Return defense. Excuse me. We also want to do get armor. Get defense. Now let's do this. With armor. Then we can do if with armor rating. It's going to be return def. We have to loop through all of our equipment. Which means we need an array for equipment. Put this down at the bottom. And I think, let's look at our item. So player, oops, battle actor. Let's do this. We're going to have a new, it's just going to be the equipment slots. Weapon. And I'll just need to go to item and add shield. Okay. Back to battle actor. So now our array will always have these slots, and I think what we'll do is we will initialize that array in probably a init. So it'll be for trying to think. When we duplicate, I don't think we have to change equipment. We don't have to copy that. Let's do this function. Init equipment. Resize. It's going to be, that's what we're going to do. Then we can do resize slots.size. And equipment.fill null. So they'll have no equipment. And then now that we have equipment set up, we can loop through it here. So it'll be for armor or for item in equipment. If item, then value defense. If item, it's going to be value plus equals item.power. I believe is the thing we use. Yeah, power. That's if we want to get a total of the defense. Otherwise, we just return base defense. And then we need equip. So I'll put that towards the bottom. It's going to be item and slot. And for now, that's just going to look like equipment slot equals item. But later on, we'll have to check if there's an item equipped, which I might as well do right now. So do if equipment, let's do equipped equipment. So we do if equipped item, so we want to send that item back to the inventory. So that's going to be data.player inventory add item equipped item. And here we do, let's see, and then we just swap in that slot, we put the new item. Maybe I'll call it new item. No, we'll just call it item. So if there's something equipped, we put it back in the inventory, and then we do that. We also need to check if valid type for player. Or maybe we do that in the shop. This script could have Okay, I think we have that in terms of our data set up for the most part. Now we need to draw our characters. So I'm going to go, let's minimize everything we don't need. Just top, top, middle, middle, and description. So we're in here, right? We have to show that. I don't know why it was hidden. So we're in characters, and we're going to need a VBox. I'll show you what I'm working from. Let's see if we go to downloads. All right, this is our goal, something like that. And then we'll get the up or down arrows. Maybe just minimize that for now. So, how can we handle this? We do, I think we're just going to plop in, it'll be an actor. NPC. My thinking is we could do a stationary NPC, but we don't really need all of this, do we? No, let's make a custom one. I think it will inherit from actor though. And so if we go back to paint, basically what I'm planning now is that actor will also do like I don't know what we would call it, like player GUI, something like that. So let's, for now, we'll duplicate our NPC. We're going to call it player GUI. We close NPC. We want to make sure we're not editing that. We don't need collision. You know what? Actor inherits from kinematic body, so technically I do need to keep collision there. Even though we're not going to use it, what I'll do is we can just turn it off there. So we call this player GUI. We don't need the forest mask. We don't need these. I don't think. We'll just cut them out for now. Actually, I gotta put them back. I want to make sure the signals are taken off. I don't know if it matters, but all right, player GUI is then going to extend actor. Do this. Put actor, player GUI. Right, that's okay. And we should have the character index perfect. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna plop these in. But you know what? They're not. I don't want to handle this. Might need to make these controls. Nah, we'll roll with it. We'll just have to do a little extra work to maintain their position if we're doing any animation. It's like these won't play nice with the VBox container. Oh boy, I think we do have to make these individual, I guess a separate type. Let's see if we can do this. Like, can these just be a control? We'll have to, if that works, it'd be nice. So we're in the VBox. Oh, this needs to be an HBox. I think it is working. We'll just have to fix the positioning. So this actually needs to be down there, and we don't want to center it for this one. See, we're getting there. And just duplicate that. So we have 4 players. We're going to add a heck of a lot more separation than that. Actually, you know what? Let's center it. I think we set all of these to expand. So that's a start. Player GUI. So we're going to have to copy some of the functionality from Actor. Yeah. Let's go back here. We don't need speed. We do need idle frame. Sprite sheet animation. Don't need forest mask. I don't think we need that. Run shop GUI. I think it hides itself by default. So we're actually going to run to the game. Let's see how this looks. All right, so we have our characters there. We can see that the sprite updating works. Just for testing, I give each of these a different setup. We'll rerun that. All right, so we have different portraits there. Now we need to add some extra stuff. So up and down arrows. All right, let's take a look. Let's go back to Google. So FF1 GBA equipment. Let's see if we can find something. Yeah, see, they do these arrows. So it'll be a green up arrow if it's positive, red down, and equals if it's equivalent. So maybe do that. I would like to draw the change as well, because I find when I play this game that I want to know, like, you know, if it's worth that upgrade. All right. That's working. Now we need to add stuff in here. And we can do, it's going to be a V-box for the arrows. And what I might actually do, let's see if this works. I'm going to add a separate control so that it'll play nice, theoretically, in this, in the H box. The player and then a V box. We need to give this a minimum size. Don't want it to fill. And it's going to be like, these are 16 by 16, right? So we just hard code that. And now to play nice with our V box, which is going to get some arrows. Which I think I have. Let's make new ones real quick. Do maybe 8 by 8. That'll fit well. Actually, it'll be too big. Let's do. Well, if we have 16 by 16, I don't think that splits evenly 3 ways. So we could do 5 by 5. Well, if we do 4 by 4, or let's say 8 by 4, it gives us 3 plus a buffer. So I think that'll be the way to go. Do transparent background. And I'm going to make a new frame for each one. Let's see what this looks like. Also, I want to get the right palette. We can change it later. So the up arrow, I mean, I'm just gonna, it's so small I can just kind of do this manually. And maybe we'll add white outline. Let's see what that looks like. Seems okay for now. And so I'm going to duplicate this frame, drag it to the end. You know what? We'll keep them together. Then all I have to do is select that, and we can just manually rotate it. If we go to the selection tool, go to the corner until we get that rotation, hold shift until you're flipped over. Then I'm just going to simply replace that color in the middle. Like that better. And then we have to do an equals, which, let's see. Let's do this, let me think. Oops. Just want lines. Maybe we don't need to go all the way across. Something like that. All right, up, down, equals. Don't want it in downloads. Let's find our game art. Documents, game art, turn-based RPG. I'm gonna have that change indicators. We want to export it. So now we have that sprite sheet. I'm going to put that in the GUI art. Let's see, turn-based. Now we have that, and what I want to do is make a resource, oops, not a script, resource atlas texture. Was stat change indicators, and then we give it that art, that ping PNG. These are what, 8 by 4? Yeah. I think we want local to scene. So now we want a texture rect. We're going to give it that texture resource, not the ping. I think now we can just duplicate. Let's see what happens here. Change this to 6. Oops, sorry. Go here, 8. Yeah, I think the problem is that I have to manually drag that in. And if that doesn't do it, okay. We can toggle local to scene off then, and what we're going to just do is go here and make unique. Okay, maybe I have to do it for each one. It's one of the least intuitive things about Godot, I'll tell you that right now. All right, cool. So we have that. This one's going to be down. That's going to be 8. This one will be 16. Talking about the X position within that texture. All right, so we'll call this up equals down. And let me see, we want this to be, if I hide that, we don't want it to go up. To get these to hold their position, first off, this is way too big. We can squash that. I think, first off, bring that down just a little bit. That looks like just about right. So what I want to happen is that when I hide something, you know what we'll do? Let's keep it simple. We're just gonna do this, right? Set all of their modulates, their alphas to 0, and then we'll turn them on. Actually leave them on in the editor, just so I know. And then we'll code how to toggle that. Excuse me. Function. Let's do this. We have enum. We have up equals down. And we have set let's call it set indicator. Set stat indicator. Type in. It's gonna be okay, here's what we'll do. Set stat indicator. Type and on. First we need to get a reference to these. It's going to be vbox container.getChildren. Do the stat indicators type dot modulate dot a equals 1.0 if on else 0.0. What's that? Texture. At the start, we want to do this. So we're going to do I and false. So we're going to make sure all of those are hidden. And var type. Do current stat indicator type. -1. That's all right. We'll just manually toggle them on and off. Okay. All stat indicators. Change that. So now shop GUI needs to communicate with the player GUI. We'll call it players. And we need a reference to them now. It's going to be above description. Get the children. And so we can use this to update those. We will update when we focus on a button. Do get equipped count, look through players. So let's set the stock. Description text. I guess here. What we need to do is set stat indicators for the players. We also need a way to indicate that they can't equip that. So maybe we just don't show anything, or we can gray out the player. For now, let's worry about stat indicators. Get drinking my coffee first. I think what we want to do. So we get all of our party members, loop through them. So we have a reference to the player, we have a reference to the player GUI. Remember that battle actor in the player there, that's just data. The player GUI is how we represent that data, or it's one way that we represent that. So now we need to look through. So we check their equipment against what we're hovering. Which tells me that we might need to make the we need some way to get an equivalent here from the item subtype to the battle actor slot for equipment. Battle actor extends resource. So check if player equipped slot player equipped slot against item slot. Yeah, I think we do have to take this out. Let's look at the battle actor. I'm going to copy this. Weapon, shield, head, torso, legs, feet. So what we're going to do, it's not ideal. Do that. So we're not using weapon there. We have specific weapon types here. Just making a note for future me. So now it's in a format that's usable with checking against the player. So we get the item slot. Let's make a function get equipment. Let's do function get equipment at slot yeah. Item equipment slot. It's better if equipped item. So we do that. And then we can check our equipped currently equipped. Oops. Item equals player.get equipment. I have to save it so it shows up. Get equipment at slot. Let's just call it slot. And now we do that check. It's the item against currently equipped. And that would be a power check. This would be item.power greater than currently equipped. I think we're going to make it so that we can send this through. Do this. Go into player GUI. Well, that actually doesn't work. It's going to be from sign. From power. Call it that. And this could be value. So we do for, now we just do a check on the sign. This can be value equals sign of value. And then we can do a match on value. So it's going to be 1 pass, we have 0 pass, -1 pass. I don't think I can use negative values in an enumerator, so we'll just do this manually. It's going to be up. Equals. I might change this to and it needs on. Oops, sure. always want to clear the previous. Call it clear clear or plop that code in there. I'm not really worrying about efficiency there. Just need to get it done. Doesn't really matter. It's three indexes or indices, so it doesn't really matter. So we can set that from power difference at that player GUI. So if I go to our shop GUI, what we want to see is anytime I hover on a piece of equipment, I have to update this because we put it in a player container, I think we called it. Sprite container. And the rest of that looks okay. Or is this in an HBox too? Let's just let's redo that. Oh, shoot, that whole thing. There we go. So anytime we hover on a piece of equipment, we're not worrying about whether they can equip that equipment type yet. But since none of them have any equipment, we want to see. Oh man, what's happening here? Get equipment at slot 6. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think slot item subtype. Let's look at item. For now, we're going to do min map.min I item subtype, and we're going to take that and battle. So we don't want it to go over that. We're just going to assume that if the slot is beyond that, that it's a something. It's a something. I really need to take a break. Like, gotta eat. I'm fading. Battle actor. Let me look at this. Let's do -1. I'm just trying to get this functional for testing, and then we'll fix it later. Still not working. Equipment slot. I'm not calling init equipment. That's why. So now we're gonna do it manually. We'll automate this later. Okay. Oh, index power. Oh, I forgot to check if currently equipped. So we do if currently equipped. We do this. Else, let's take this long function. It's going to be item.power. So we have to make sure we have an item to check against. Otherwise, if we don't, it's just always going to be better. Alright, so it has the opposite effect of what I wanted. Let's see why that's happening. Player GUI. So if power is positive, it's possible that power is not getting set right in item. Type, subtype, power. It should be. Let's go to our data and look at our items. I definitely have power right here, right? 50. Here's the power on these. Let's go ahead and print out power and figure out where that is going wrong. We'll do that here. -1, okay. And also keep in mind, we don't have party members there, so we will remove them. But it's only updating for the party that we have. Power is not copying correctly. I must be calling duplicate on its own on an item. But I'm not seeing that. Type, subtype, power, price. Ah, we never actually used it. Rookie mistake. There we go. All right, so it's printing out the correct power. We're seeing it. I can go to Shop GUI and delete that print. And when I come back, I'm going to make a part 2 to this video where we will buy the item and then we'll go through the equipment process, and we want to see these things update, right? But we do have buying, we do have selling. And I also need to clear these when we're not on an item. Which I think let me just write some notes. Get rid of this. I think. No. We need to do checking if item is equipable, converting item dot subtype to battle active dot slots for weapons. Whole lot of things we gotta do here. The other one is clearing the indicators when so make sure they're cleared when we do that. They'll automatically clear when we're highlighting these buttons after we get this functionality in. And we have that. Okay. So we'll put that. All right, that's good for now. I'll be back in a little bit. Let me stop the game from running. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll post the continuation a little bit later. All right, see you.